Namaste. I'm happy to do a small presentation to you all now. It's going to be something about God's presence, a believer's view and an atheist's view, because a believer says that God is there, and an atheist says that there's no God at all. So let's have a small discussion, seeing the Sanatana Dharma and whatever it is. Let's come to a conclusion as to whether God is there or not. Okay. What is Sanatana Dharma? It's the oldest religion that has been existing for many yugas. So, does God exist? That is a point of question that we are going to talk here. Why should we go to temples? Okay. Next, God's existence, God's forms. Now, the question we are going to talk is, what are the various forms of God or Rupa as per Vedas and Puranas? So, actually, as per Vedas, God is in five states. That is the Param state, where we can. I will just tell all the states' name and then we will go into detail. First, the state is called Param. Second, Vyuham. Third is Vibhavam. Fourth is Antaryami, and fifth is Archavataram. So, first, when we talk about the Param state, Lord Narayana or Krishna or whatever you mean to say is resident as Narayana in Vaikuntham, that is the Paramapata Loka. We can reach there only after we get our moksha or salvation, whereby, according to Sanatana Dharma, we will not have any rebirths. So that is very difficult because, see, I am living in this Kali Yuga, in this world. I am not dead to attain moksha or salvation now. So, me thinking of that God and reaching there is impossible now. Second state is Vyuham. The Lord Himself is present there in that Vaikuntha as Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshana as Shank, that is a conch, or in the form of Chakra, Gada, and all other Vyuhams. That also I am not going to be seeing now because sitting in this world or on this earth, how can I imagine a life at Vaikuntha? I can only hear, I can only believe or disbelieve that these things exist. The third state was Vibhavam, whereby God proved that He is there and took various avatars as Rama in Treta Yuga, Krishna in Dwapar Yuga, Narasimha in Krita Yuga, Varaha in the first Krita Yuga, etc., to prove to his masses as to how to lead a life by example, and he set an example for the masses, people. Archa, Vibhava Avatara, or that I have not seen Ram, I have not seen Krishna, I have not seen Narsimha or Varaha. So I am not able to connect to that avatar now. So all the first three states, Param, Vyuham, Vibhavam, it's very difficult for me to imagine and think and worship. The fourth one is Antaryami. That is, when we say Namaste in Sanatana Dharma, we are saying Namaste to the soul present in another person. That is the Paramatma that is residing in another person's body. So that is called Antaryami. So the soul, Paramatma, is present along with Jivatma in each and every human being. So that I am not able to, if I see another person X and Y, I tend to get all the human qualities and start feeling jealous, hatred, love, affection, compassion, all these numerous feelings comes to me, and I am not able to think of that other person as a soul, where the other person is also having a Paramatma inside him. So that is also very impossible for me to worship upon. The fifth state is the Archavatara, whereby I'm going to go to temples, worship God, and think that okay, God is present inside this idol. I can see God in the form of a statue. Thereby, I'm able to chant some names of the God. Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Vishnu, Madhava, like that. And I'm going to have that Nama Sankirtan and worship that God. So, of all the five, if you see, Param, Vyuham, Vibhavam, Antaryami, and Archa, the first four becomes very impossible for me to imbibe inside me. I am not able to worship those four forms or states. So, the fifth one is very easy for me. I can go to the temples and worship God. But an atheist view of God, they ask, does God live only in temples and idols? Very good question. No, as I've explained earlier, God is existent in all the five states, but I am not able to realize all the four states, first four states, that is Param, Vyuham, Vibhavam, and Antaryami. That's why I'm trying to seek God in temples, because I believe that God is inside that idol. But as stated above in the previous slide, God is existent in all the five states. He is omnipresent. He is present even in another person or another thing that I see outside the world. So does he take any other form? That is a question of an atheist who doesn't believe in God. Of course, he takes human form as well, because the other human beings are also considered as equivalent to God. I have got two interesting stories to talk to you now, where human beings can also be seen as God. For example, when we are in a very dangerous state, when we are very hungry, when a friend or when our neighbor offers us food, then we say that, Appa, you have come like a God for me today and have offered this food. You've given me help in the most crucial time. So that time we see a human being also as a God, right? So those kind of two stories I'm going to talk to you now. First one is a story which is taken from Vyada Gita of Mahabharata. There was a sage called Kaushika who was a Brahmin, and he was doing a lot of penance to gain spiritual strength and reach salvation. Okay. That time he was sitting beneath a tree. A crane happened to drop a shit on his head, and he got so angry at the time of doing the penance itself. He started cursing the crane, and the crane turned into ashes. So now the sage got very happy that he has become a very powerful sage. He has got all the powers. So he thought that as it was customary for all the sages to seek bhiksha and eat their food, he went to one house and uh, asked for bhiksha. At that time, the housewife came outside and told, please wait for some time. I cannot serve you food now because I'm serving my food inside the house. The sage happened to sit outside. He got very infuriated. He said that how dare this housewife gives me waiting time and asks me to sit outside. So immediately when the housewife, after serving her husband, came to meet the sage is, with the food, the sage cursed, may you turn upon a stone now. The housewife told, do you think that I will become turn into ashes like that crane now? I am not going to become so. The sage got startled. How come this housewife sitting here, very far, sitting very far from that tree, knows about the crane story and says that I will not turn into ashes? Then he asked her, Amma, how do you think that you know something about the crane that I cursed and turned into ash? She told that if you want to know the reason and the story, please go and visit a person called Dharma Vyada. Dharma means righteous, Vyada means a butcher who kills animals. Please go and visit him in the town of Mithila. The sage got very curious. He told, okay, I will go and meet the Dharma Vyada. He thought that Dharma Vyada would be some very great person, a sage sitting in another Mithila. So let me go and visit. So when the sage went there, he saw that a lot of rishis were sitting outside Dharma Vyada's house. Then he happened to ask them, is this Dharma Vyada a very righteous person? Is he a very big sage? Who is he? They told that he is a butcher. Please wait and see what you can get, what lessons you can get from him. Then, when it was the turn for this Kaushika, he went inside and asked, you are such a low person, a person of a very small living. How do you think that I have to learn something from you? Then the Dharmavyada asked, to the sage's surprise, Maharishi ji, have you been sent by some housewife from another town? Now the surprise of the sage took no bounds. He asked, how do you know? Dharmavyada told that I knew this because I have a jnana drishti. Then the sage asked, what is the penance that you undertake on a day to day basis? How come you are so powerful? How do you have that jnana drishti? For that, Dharmavyada answered that no duty is ugly, no duty is impure. I am doing the duty of serving my parents. So I am doing my duty. I am not doing any penance on my own. So that is the reason for my power and strength. So the lesson that the sage Kaushika got from Dharma Vyada is, if you do your duty, then you are not at all going to be low or impure. You are going to be a very sacred person. So it is only the way in which the work is done determines its worth. This story helps us to understand that Swadharma, doing one's own duty, is very important. So, according to this story, a Vyada, that is, who was considered low by birth but engaged in Dharma and was doing good to others, was able to teach a Brahmin who was considered to be higher by birth that practicing austerities and penances are not good, but if you do your own duty, it is more than good. So the ultimate learning from the story, the attainment of freedom with the performance of Swadharma, doing one's own duty, is more superior than all other penances. The next story is my own experience when I was traveling to Cochin on an official visit. I was very prompted to take a train journey to Guruvayur. It was in the very early wee hours, and I was a lone traveler. So I was very quiet. I was not talking to other people in the train because I wanted to go safely to the temple and come back. I had a co-traveler who started picking up a conversation, but I was not very keen to talk to him. He asked me as to where I was going. I said I'm going to the temple. That's all. I stopped my conversation, and when it was the Guruvayur station at 3 a.m. in the morning, I had to get down. So I got down. There were no auto rickshaws available at that VR. So this person who had come with me as a traveler, co-traveler, offered me to come along with me, walk down with me to the temple. The temple was around 1 kilometer away from the station. So both of us were talking. I was really very cautious and I had my own doubts. So I was very skeptical, not talking much, but just walking quietly. So both of us reached the temple, and even then I was not very confident of the other person because all of us tend to be little cautious with unknown strangers, right? So when we reached the temple, when I had to go and wash my hands and legs, I had to entrust my bag, which had lot of cash, credit cards, etc., all material things. So I had to go inside the temple only having a wash of my hands and legs. So I had to go and use the restroom. Then, okay, I thought, okay, come what may, I have reached Guruvayur. I think the Lord will take care of me. So let me give my bag to this person, handbag, and go inside and come. So I went to the restroom, and when I came back with all the doubts whether the bag will be there or not, I had no money with me. I had no mobile phone in hand. Only everything was in the bag. When I came back to the surprise, I saw the man standing there happily and handing over my bag and told, Madam, please go to the temple. If this is my phone number, if you want anything in Guruvayur later when you visit, you can talk to me. At that point of time, the man appeared to be for me as a God. So I also feel that God can also take human forms. All of us will have all these kind of personal experiences where we would have seen the other human being or a fellow mate as a companion, as a God at some point of time or other in life. So, whether you are going to be a believer or non believer of God, I would like just to conclude with this. Sanatana Dharma says that anybody practicing his or her Dharma and duty belonging to any caste, creed, or religion can attain moksha or salvation. So it is not that if you are following any other religion, you cannot attain salvation. You can do that. God is omnipresent. He shows his love and affection to everybody. So whether you believe or disbelieve, everything will be good if you do your own duty. Do your duty, and do, that do your duty that you don in life at all points of time. You might be a student, you might be a parent, you might be a mother, father, you might be um, some person occupying a highest position or office in the society. Please do the duty. You need not do anything extra. So, as per Bhagavad Gita, perform your obligatory duty, because action is indeed better than inaction. Let's do our duty. Let's not bother about the results. Let us transform ourselves into truly spiritual and grown up individuals. Thanks for the watch. I thank everyone who are watching this.